You're listening to Homeschool Unrefined. I'm Maren.
And I'm Angela. Let's encourage each other, laugh, and get real about homeschool. Welcome to the podcast where we keep homeschool simple, real, and fun. You've got episode 81, Summer Mode, Competitive Kids, Shoe Update, and Amazon Weakness.
Sounds like a good episode. I can't wait. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. We are so thankful that you show up every week and spend time with us, especially over the summer. This is great. And we also just want to thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You are making this podcast happen. So we really appreciate you.
Yes. And if you are interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, you can go to patreon.com/homeschoolunrefined.
Yes.
So Maren, let's talk about our Amazon weakness.
Let's dive in.
Well, you said you had a little issue. Was it yesterday?
Well, it was this week. It was it's been the past week. And it was just really one evening.
Okay.
I blew a lot in one evening.
What happened?
I think it was tired.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I mean, I think my will is very weak when I'm tired. And also I was kind of feeling like, okay, we're about a third of the way through the summer. We've gone through a lot of our books already. I feel like I want some more books. And then of course, Amazon, they know. They've got the special formulas.
Okay.
They know exactly what I want. We think you might like this book. Well, yeah, I do. And I like I like the next one that you picked out for me and the next one.
Where are you seeing this? We think you might like this book.
I think it's the first page when I just open Amazon and scroll down a little maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I don't do that. I don't scroll down on that first page.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
are these kids' books or books?
Yeah,
for you?
I got a bunch of kids' books this week. Because my kids are reading a lot. Hey, it's a great problem, right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing to spend money on.
That's what you always say. It's a great thing to spend your money on. And then I always feel better about that.
Yeah.
Because we could be spending our money on I don't know, junk. It's books.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people just are going to spend their money. You might as well spend it on books.
Yeah.
Right. So here, I'm just going to tell you a few of the things, of the books that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my kids are into graphic novels.
Yeah.
There's just a few words on every page.
Yeah.
Less than a chapter book, let's say. There's lots of pictures, usually lots of action. So they're high interest. So great. So sometimes when I go to the library, I just grab a few off the graphic novel shelf, and I'm just wonder if any of them will stick. Well, one did. And so I decided to get the box set of this one. It's called The Bad Guys.
The Bad Guys?
The Bad Guys.
Is it for...
my 9-year-old son is super into them.
Okay, so my 9-year-old son might like it too.
Yeah.
Bad Guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's about it's like these animals who are usually in books, they're deemed like bad guys, like the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood, or there's like a snake, and then there's I don't know, all these, bad characters. They're trying to redeem themselves and do good things for people. But everybody hates them. Because they have this bad reputation.
Okay.
They're trying to get on the good side of people. So anyway, it's very funny, and it's right up my 9-year-old son's alley because the sense of humor, it has a real great, it's very humorous. So I got the box set.
Why not? You had to.
Why not?
You pretty much had to.
Because the first one was a hit. So
yeah, and he can't be without a book.
I mean, the library is only 6 blocks away, but
it's too far. You need it now.
I do think these books are going to get read several times, though.
Yep. I believe that.
They're very accessible for independent reading, which is exactly what I'm looking for this summer. Accessible for independent reading. Okay, then another one that I got was the 5th book of The Princess in Black.
Oh, yeah.
So those have been a hit for our girls.
Yep.
Especially now my 7-year-old daughter loves to listen to them. My 9-year-old daughter loves to read them to her.
Oh, to her.
And to herself. So
That's
it
awesome.
is just, oh my gosh, you
couldn't ask for anything more.
You could not. Definitely.
Okay, you had to get that one too.
I had to.
You had to.
See, thank you.
Yeah.
Then I picked out, there's another graphic. It's a very, very easy graphic novel. Like my 7-year-old loves it. It's the Narwhal series.
Okay.
It's the Super Narwhal.
Yep.
I don't know. So I got another one of those.
All right.
Because the first one was a hit.
Yep.
And then I bought a book that I want to read aloud. I haven't read it. I don't even know. I should have just gotten it from the library. But it's called The Wild Robot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I've heard great things about it.
Yep.
But I don't know how great it is. That was just like really a gamble.
Yeah.
But everything about it seems like it's something that we're going to love.
I haven't read it, but my son has listened to that
he
times
has?
on Audible. Yeah.
Several times.
Because we were at, so there is a library story time in our area for homeschool kids. It's actually this great idea.
Oh, yeah.
You should get your library to do this locally.
Yeah, definitely.
What they do is they take like 5 or 6 chapter books and they read just the first chapter of each. And then they have a bunch of copies of that chapter book available. So they're just kind of giving kids a taste of each. And that is where my son heard the first chapter of The Wild Robot read, and then he had to check it out.
So
then
great.
He didn't read it, and then I got it on Audible for him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay. That's reassuring to me too. So
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
I was excited to read that one aloud. So I am, but I think maybe I'll get it on audio too. Who knows?
You're gonna spend your credits on something.
I am such a sucker though for books. I am. Take my money, Amazon. And then the last one that I got was I pre-ordered a Dogman book. This is confession time, you guys. But seriously though, my kids read Dogman.
Yep.
They would read it all day long. So I'm all about it.
At the pre-order. Wow.
That's dedication.
I understand. That's how my son is about Hank the Cow Dog.
Oh yeah.
There's 71 books.
Yes.
And he wants me to email the author and keep asking when the next ones are coming out.
Oh wow!
Checks.
Is he still writing those? Is the author still writing
he's still writing them. And he'll have one come out like book 71 came out and it was on Amazon. So my son will check Amazon. And it's on Amazon, but the Audible version isn't done yet. So then he'll be like, "Can you email him and ask when the Audible version is going to be ready?"
I think he should. Can he?
I know.
Can he just dictate it to you and you?
Yeah,
that'd be so
That's
great.
basically what we did. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so great.
And it finally came out and he's so excited. And how can you not get it for him?
Did you get a response from the author?
No, he actually wrote about that. Yes, we did. He said,
Really?
yes, it's
So
coming.
exciting.
We're working on it. It's going to be soon. We're just waiting for Audible to, I don't know, work some things out.
Gotcha.
So, but my son did write him at the beginning of the year because all my kids wrote to their favorite author and my son wrote to him. And he
so
didn't get a
great.
response for that.
Yeah.
But
Well, he was probably busy writing book 72.
I know. He's writing books. And he had some other things going on.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's another story.
That's another story.
So that was my night of weakness.
Well, I kind of did
Do you
something
have
similar.
some?
So
Okay.
you voxed me and told me this and I didn't reply.
Okay.
But I was busy. But I did the same thing. Was it this morning? July 3rd. Yes, this morning. It's all running together.
It's a good thing Amazon keeps a receipt of all of our
Yeah.
bad decisions.
It's because my son is really into Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
Which,
Same author as Dogman.
Yep.
Dave Pilkey.
And he will read them over and over again.
Yep.
And so I was getting them from the library, but then I was like, he's reading these over and over again. We need to have them.
I know.
We need to have them. So I've bought books 1 through 8. And then he was like, Mom, please, can we get more? No, I bought books 1 through 10. 1 through 10. And then he was like, Mom, please, can we get the rest of them?
Because I think
I looked.
12. How many are there?
I didn't know, but there are 12. Yes.
Yeah.
So I ordered 11 and 12.
Yep.
And then I ordered the Captain Underpants extra crunchy book o' fun. I have no idea what it is, but I was like, well, let's get that one.
Obviously, I'm looking that up right now.
And then the all new Captain Underpants extra crunchy book of fun 2. And then the only other one left to get that's in the Captain Underpants series is The Adventures of Super Diaper Baby.
Oh yeah, we have those too. Well, actually,
is that good?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe I mean, really. I didn't envision this. I thought I would be
Nobody envisions this, Angela.
ordering great literature.
Nobody wanted this. But I have to say I'm thankful for them because my kids are reading and they love reading. And I think what happens is we get a little lofty with our ideas of what our kids' interests really are. And if you get real honest with what they like, I mean, you can kind of guide them into some things like, but then you also need to listen to where they're at too.
Right.
At the same time. So if you want them to bend to you, you got to kind of bend to them too in some ways. Yeah. So this is it.
Yep. And Captain Underpants, it's all about potty humor. So that gets my son
all the time.
He's a 9-year-old boy, so that's what he's into. And it's a graphic novel. It's got pictures.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, definitely.
I'm a wannabe indie bookstore person. I mean, for the record, want to shop at an independent bookstore.
I know.
But
I know you do. I do too.
I know. But this is just when your kid's begging for it, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
I have to do
I know it. I know. It's so true.
Someday I will get there. I have done a little bit of indie bookstore shopping, but I'm not there yet. I would love to get there someday.
And sometimes we do. Sometimes we go into those stores and buy one special book. Yeah. Once in a while. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to what is going well.
All right. Yes.
Do you want to start, Maren? What's going well for you?
Sure. I'll start. So what's going well for me is I think that our kids are all in kind of a good place right now. And I just mean their demeanor is going well. Like everybody is like pretty happy most of the time. Good. And I think when I think about it, it's kind of like how Maria Montessori talks about the normalized child. Where the child is happy, probably well rested, not too busy, not too bored, just like their mind is ready to learn and accept whatever is going to happen. They're probably pretty flexible with whatever is going on that day or whatever, just able to adapt, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of happening with our kids right now. It's not
so
all
great.
the time. It's not all the time, but I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Why do you think right now? Do you think it's summer?
I think it's just maybe our summer mode. And it's, we don't have a ton of things on our schedule. We have, 2 of our kids are in this play, right? And this is actually a very busy week for the play. It's tech week, right? So they're in their last week of rehearsals and things like that. So it's quite busy. But it's something they're super into. Yeah. And that makes all the difference. It just makes all the difference.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
If it were 3 hours a night of something they didn't really want to do or felt like they needed to, we wouldn't be here in this place right now. Yeah, for sure. And they're tired. They're sleeping in a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, I just feel like we have a good balance. I think our system of reading this summer that we've kind of set up, these goals for reading, are great because they're kind of just doing that, and they're figuring out when it works for them to read. Yeah, we're getting out a lot. We're getting outside a lot.
Good.
But we also just don't have a ton of commitments.
Right.
We just don't have a ton of commitments. So it's great. It was great. I think also my oldest, went to camp about a month ago. And I think that was just a great way to set the tone for the summer for her. She had this great experience and came back just very refreshed and filled up. And so that was good. Yeah. So I just think all those things. And this is just like, the perfect storm kind of, not storm, but it's like the perfect mixture of all this stuff. This rarely happens. So I'm just taking it in.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
that's awesome.
It. And I do have to catch myself and tell myself, just enjoy this. Just enjoy this. And don't keep looking for things that are going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Because something will, just for now, just be here in the moment.
Right. Yeah, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm thinking, now how can we do this in the fall? How can we, because this is the way it should be all the time.
It should be.
But then what happens is fall comes and I don't know.
What do we sign up for too many things?
You sign up for too much, put pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, but then I also feel like if it were fall and we had this schedule, I feel like at least, especially my oldest child, but probably all of my children at some point would be like, why aren't we going to do anything? Or, well, everybody else is doing stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's just
happy for you.
It's a season. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm taking it in.
Good.
Yeah. How about you?
Okay, so I was going to say the thing that seems to be going well for us this summer is we have set up a couple anchors in our summer, which are really kind of important to our routine. One is that my kids are all doing this play too, that your two girls are doing.
Yeah, all of your kids are doing it.
All my kids are doing it. So that is something that they can count on every day. There's practice most days in the evenings, and so they can count on that. And that also means that they are sleeping in.
Yes.
And they're kind of having more of a lazy morning.
Yes.
Which is nice. So I feel like that is setting the tone for our for kind of our summer schedule, which I actually really like. And then the other thing that's been an anchor for us this summer is Adventure Co.
Yeah.
So that is just you and I and some of our friends.
Yep.
We're just getting out in nature every Thursday morning.
Yep, exactly.
We do it. And
that's been great.
We've done this in the past, you and I.
Yep.
But it's just been kind of the two of us.
Yep. And we kind of didn't want to commit to it necessarily. We're like, let's just see how this goes at first.
And so then consequently what happened is we didn't really commit to it.
Yeah, and then we stopped doing it. Yeah, we just Yep.
So we decided to invite a bunch of friends, and that has been great because our kids have been able to count on it every Thursday. We're going. And whether I'm tired or I don't feel like it or whatever, we are going because we invited people.
Yeah,
and
it's a Facebook event, so I mean it's like
it's
official. It's a big deal.
Yeah, so that has been. My kids really look forward to that. I think because there are other people there who they know, and then also I think because of the branding, the name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all about the marketing.
When we used to call it Nature Walk, they were just not into it.
No,
they were not having it. We call it Adventure Co, and they are excited.
Yeah,
so
I think that's so great. I also, when we went on Adventure Co this past week, because we had just been reading the book How to Raise a Wild Child.
Yes,
he had just talked about going on a little wander. Just do a wander. It doesn't have to be. I think that helped. I think that helped that walk a little bit. That we didn't I don't know. I think my whole idea of Adventure Co, of a nature walk is changing.
Right.
Because of that a little bit.
Right. Don't have any expectations.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Just you're going to follow your kids' lead and whatever they would like to do outside, they want to do. Or you're going to do.
Yes. If they want to go study that snail on the sidewalk for 10 minutes, okay. Then that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so that has been really helpful to us. So I'm really glad.
I'm so glad.
Even though there's some other schedule crazy stuff going on, that we have those two things that my kids can count on each week. That's been really important.
I love that it's like 2 things. That's like I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
I tend to think we gotta have more than 2 things going on, but no, we don't.
Well, we have more things going on, which I'm going to talk about in what needs tweaking.
Okay. We're getting there.
But I feel like for my kids, at least, those 2 things are non-negotiable.
Yes,
and important.
But I also think if you have 0 things, I think it's fine. I mean, it's going to be fine. And I think 2 things sometimes for me, in my mind, I think that is not going to do it. Yeah. But for my kids and where they're at, it is plenty.
Yeah, right.
So I got to think about that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what needs tweaking, Maren?
All right. So, well, actually, this is just, I know I was talking about the demeanor of my kids and how great it is. Now, I do feel like this because this week is our tech week and we're starting the performances this next weekend. This week is just, I am feeling too busy because of that. Yeah. And I think this is just me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like those anchors are just like a little too much for me. Too much of a commitment for me to hang around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Even though you don't have to be there.
I don't even have to be there. It's just like a little much for me. Yeah. But I know it's not really something I can necessarily tweak. It's just something that I'm glad it's not forever this way.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, for me, I think it's exciting for my kids. It's just, I don't know. I think just psychologically, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to.
Well, there's a few extra practices. Mm-hmm. And you're making sure you have costumes and
yes, exactly. Yeah, and I remember last week when we were on the adventure coat, you're like, you have costumes, right? And I was like, no, I don't have costumes. My girls came home and said, we don't need costumes. But then you said you might need costumes. So then I was like frantically looking online for something I could get very quickly.
Okay. So they needed them.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
but I ordered some. But see, this is just like how it is, it's because of this, just the crazy. It's just this is the crazy week, And then I was like, do you need accessories? Do we need to go to run to Target and get accessories? Probably. Okay, let's hurry. It's that kind of intensity kind of stuff. Yeah. You need snacks for practice? We don't have any. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So
yeah.
So I'm ready for that to be done, just for myself mainly. My girls are loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? What needs tweaking for you?
Okay, so I think I don't remember if it was last time we did the summer mode episode or the time before that, but I said what needed tweaking is that I just had too many appointments.
Oh, yeah. Your own appointments, kind of?
My own appointments.
Yeah.
And
that might have been the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was like a month ago. So I had too many appointments. And I needed to cut down on them. So the good news is I've cut down a little bit.
Good.
The bad news is I still got to cut down some more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on this. This is still hard. And I'm kind of looking forward. So after the play is over, we're going to take a 2-week vacation.
Great.
Which I'm real excited about.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, then there's no play.
Yes.
And I feel like we're kind of like wiping the slate clean a little bit.
For sure.
Like almost like the summer is divided into 2.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So, anyways, so I think I'm hopeful that I'm going to even cut down more then.
That's so great. So can you do that? Do you feel like you're able to cut down on those appointments?
Yeah. And I also feel like the thing I'm trying to do is make some appointments like real early in the morning or later in the afternoon. So it's not like you have one appointment at 1:00.
Yes.
It's not going to work.
Right.
So then that's just your whole day.
So true. It's all around that thing. Yeah.
And when I have appointments, my kids are still sitting around at home.
I know.
And needing something to do. And they're like, I need to get out. And I'm like, I've been out and home and out and home. I don't want to go out anymore.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to that. Like evening out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. Yep.
So let's move on to our self-care check-in.
Yes.
Do you want to start
All right.
us off?
So last time we did this, I talked about how I needed to get outside more. And I feel like I have been. I've been getting outside
good.
more. And I'm just
Good.
always happier when I'm outside.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer. So
Yeah.
I just
Good
love
for you.
it.
How are you doing that?
I'm going out to my deck just to sit even.
Yeah.
Just to sit and read or eat outside.
Yes.
You can do so many
That's so
things
good.
just outside. Yep. I am going for more walks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. And I think like Adventure Go helps. We're just like weekly getting out for a few hours at a time.
Yeah.
Which is better. I mean, because when it's just the kids and I, then it's easy to just wrap things up early.
Yeah.
Go for a little walk around the block, and then everybody's like, "Okay, I'm done." But now, but when we're on Adventure Co, then it's just like it's also a longer amount of time. Which I love that. I love that.
I do
so
too.
much. Yeah. So I feel like getting out is good. Outside.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Adventure Co too. Not just, I mean, for me.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't think that.
Okay.
that would happen.
So another thing that I didn't tell you all this, but in my mind, I was thinking by this week, by the time we record our next episode, summer mode episode, I needed to have gotten further on, at least scheduled doing Pilates, which I know you're doing Pilates.
I am, yeah.
And I looked into it. I went and found this place and it looked good, except that, I like adventure things better than going to a place where it's like, it's kind of relaxing. It's not, I don't want to say it's relaxing, but it's like not super,
I know.
It's not super intense. It's
not intense.
It doesn't feel intense anyway, but I do know that that's what my body needs right now. It's just so very hard for me to turn it down a notch. It's either like nothing or a lot for me.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times it's just nothing, which is not good either.
Right, because you're waiting for that big adventure.
Exactly.
So it doesn't come, and then you just don't do anything.
Exactly. So it's nothing. So I have to be okay with this, like right now. I have to, there are other things I want to do. And in order for me to do those things, I need to start with Pilates and yoga and those kind of things where I'm working like these little tiny muscles in my back and my core, and things like that.
Yep.
Those are the things that need to strengthen up so that my body can handle bigger things.
Yep.
That being said, I have not done one thing about that.
Okay. But you went and checked this place out.
I did. So, but I haven't like moved forward on it. So,
do you want us to hold you accountable, or
Sure.
do you still need to think about
you
if you want to do it?
No, I need to do it.
Oh, okay.
I need to do it.
I have to tell you, I know it is. I know you're thinking it's like it isn't adventurous. It's not. But it's not boring.
Okay.
Like I'm doing something different every time I go, and every time you go, it's every 5 minutes you're doing something different.
Okay, that might help then.
So I feel like it's I don't know. It's never boring to me though, but that's also my personality.
Okay. Well, we used to do yoga together.
We did. That's almost more boring than Pilates.
Really?
Yeah, you like hold poses for long times. You do the same.
Yeah, but there was good music.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that helped. Did it help? Yeah, it did. It did. It helped me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just have to do it. I just have to try it at least.
You can always stop.
I know.
Why don't you try like 1 month?
Okay.
Just
like once a week?
Month. I don't know. I would go twice.
Twice a week?
I don't know. Well, or whatever you... Okay.
You just lost me.
Once. Go once.
I was hoping you were saying yes to that. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe if I do it twice a week, I'd like it more. I'd see more results quicker.
I feel like I could go every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If I had the time.
Wow.
And money.
That's amazing. Every day. Okay. How about you, Angela? How's your self-care going?
It's going really well, I feel like.
Great.
Which is helping me during this, busier season. When I have these extra appointments that I don't want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to go to them, but, appointments that are taking up my day, I am really focusing on self-care. So I think I'm eating really healthy. Thank you to my CSA.
Oh, good.
The other thing that I started yesterday, but it is going to last.
Okay.
I'm waking up early to read, which I think I said I wanted to do before. So I'm actually not waking up early to read. When I wake up, I'm reading.
Okay, you're not setting an alarm to get up early.
No. When I wake up,
That's
I'm
just
reading.
crazy talk.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. If you do that, that's totally fine.
Yeah. No, good sleep is important to me. I've been getting good sleep. Me too. And so when I wake up, though, I'm reading. Good. And I'm reading nonfiction because I have all these nonfiction books that I want to read. Like, I have one about hormones that I've been waiting to read because I need to learn about it. Mm-hmm. And it's just been sitting there. And so I just decided I am going to read this.
Oh, good for you.
Morning. Yeah. Even though I'd rather read my fiction books.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Exciting.
Aren't you? You're usually in a fiction book.
I usually am. I always am. And I'm actually on a good streak, like where I've read a bunch of really good fiction.
Yeah.
And those are exciting to read, but I'm telling myself, no, you need to read some nonfiction.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but my nonfiction piles up. Does yours? I think, I got to order that book about whatever so I can learn about it. And then I don't read it because...
both my fiction and nonfiction pile up, though, so...
Yeah. Okay. So I've started doing that, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
Great.
I'm actually liking my nonfiction, so I want to keep doing this.
Good for you.
So you can...
That's great.
Hold me to that and ask me about it later.
So when are you going to get in? Are you going to just flip back into fiction at some point? Or are you going to do both? Or how are you
So
going to
I'm actually doing both in the morning. I'm starting with nonfiction, and then when I finish that, then I can do fiction.
Oh, good for you.
It's kind of like my reward.
Smart.
And then I do fiction before bed or other times during the day.
That is really great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to our listener question.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to read a question from a listener who just messaged us. And it says this: I'm homeschooling 6-year-old twins. I also have a 2-year-old. We just finished kindergarten, and I've noticed that my girl twin is much more academic and would sit and do table work all day if I made it available. My boy twin is much more active, and his sitting still mostly involves building Legos. I get that this is 100% age appropriate, and I'm happy to let him have the freedom to explore his interests, but I feel like for efficiency's sake, we need to do some schoolwork all together in one big group. When we do that, it's like a huge race between them to see who can finish first, and they just get so competitive with each other. I know all families experience rivalry, but I feel like it's especially acute with twins. And I don't want them to feel like there's a smart twin because they're both really smart. So I guess my question is how to handle civil rivalry and doing schoolwork together when you have kids that are close in age.
Yes.
This is tough.
This is relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't have twins, but you do.
I do. I know. I totally get this. Yeah, totally.
And you have the girl and boy twins.
Yes.
So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to start?
Well, I think I have to say I am actually really glad that I don't want to say I'm glad I have boy-girl twins, but I think having boy-boy twins or girl-girl twins, I feel like that might even be more intense because they have one more thing in common, and then there's more.
Yeah.
I do feel like my twins are very, very different academically. Definitely. So one of my twins is a great reader, is reading chapter books, has been reading great chapter books all summer, and will read for hours a day this summer. And my other twin is reading Captain Underpants for about 20 minutes a day, right? So like but also that twin is huge into audiobooks and will listen for even longer than the other twin will read, So they each have their own gifts for sure.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Even when you don't see the gifts, I think, even if I didn't see that in one of my twins, it's just so important to have faith that it's there. There's a lot of gifts there that you may probably just haven't seen yet. And that's okay.
And this mom sounds like she knows that.
She knows that. But I think, yes, definitely. And I think it's just so important for you to know that and for you to just keep remembering that. So what I would say is we try so hard to not do table work together. And I know that's really hard because like she said, for efficiency's sake, we have to be at the table sometimes all together. But I think that's one reason why I'm drawn to a different kind of school than that altogether. A different kind of learning. One of the many reasons why I just don't like to sit at the table and do work together. So we don't very much. When we do have to do that, it's very short, and I do not place any emphasis on final products unless I do it like privately. But for the most part, what I'm looking for is effort. I'm just looking for effort. That's all. So whatever you do and you're working on it for 10 minutes, great. If you worked on something for 10 minutes, then you're both equal in that, like you're both doing great. And I don't comment on final products really at all in front of them. Yep. So I think that, and I think it just kind of stems from this creating a culture of non-competitiveness. I don't even really like competitive games, to be honest, because it creates this competitiveness and that just goes everywhere sometimes. So as we do play competitive games sometimes, but if it's going to cause that to heighten, then I would cut those out or play, try and find games that you could maybe tweak so that they're both working on the same team to do one thing together. Yeah. And I know there are lots of games out there, and you could probably just even, think of a way to make Uno non-competitive or something. I think that's so important. I think it's really important. So if that's like their thing, because it's every sibling has a thing, a thing that is just
every group of siblings has a thing.
Right, has a thing that it's just their hang up, right? And this is their hang up right now for now is this competitiveness. And so I think it's so important to just completely diffuse focus on anything that has to do with final products of the thing. Whatever. So, and just, like, I know I've said this so much in the podcast, and I'm sorry, I feel like a broken record, but I think it's, our homeschool is so much about the journey. It's about, discovering, it's about, just authentic learning together. We do a lot of read alouds. When we do writing, that's definitely not a thing I would do with the twins right next to each other necessarily, because they're so different in writing too. So if there's a big discrepancy, I just wouldn't do those things together. And I just wouldn't spend that much time if you don't want to overwhelm yourself either. So if it's what I think she was talking about reading, I would just say, don't make the reading done in that way. Can you do it in another way? Can you work on that in a setting where it's not going to consume all of your time? Because you do not want to be sitting at a table all day long. I did not sign up for homeschooling so I could sit at the table all day and just pull people over. Yuck. That sounds like torture to me. That sounds like jail. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be reading with my kids. I want to be cuddling with my kids. I want to be playing outside with my kids. And those are the priorities for me. And I just feel like when our kids are, like, how I was talking about the normalized child, when our kids are feeling normalized and feeling loved and accepted and ready to learn, it's just like their capacity to learn is so much larger that it almost doesn't matter as much what you do. Just do what you love to do. Do the things you enjoy doing, and learning happens. And it seems like you're cheating because you're not working as hard as you feel like you probably should be. But I think that's, you are going to see more results that way than anything else. So, wow.
I was going to try and add my 2 cents, but but that was really good. I think you said it all. said it all. The only thing I was gonna say is I have a 13 and 11-year-old, and they, for efficiency's sake, we do Logic of English together. That's the only thing my kids do together, and it's just those two, and it is so competitive too. And I try so hard to not create a culture of competitiveness.
I know.
I mean, I don't do anything competitive with it, but they will find like who wrote the word faster or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's just part of nature. I
think that's the nature of it, but I think it's also because they're 2 years apart. My older one my older daughter doesn't want the younger one to get things before her.
Yes.
Or easier than her. And then my younger one, if she does get it before, I mean, it's like a big deal.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's almost, I feel like it would almost be easier if they were the same age, although I know that comes with its own issues too. But I would agree with you to just not do it. But I haven't taken my own advice. I'm still doing it, and I'm still dealing with their competitive stuff. But we don't do it that often.
Yeah.
We just do it every once in a while. And then and it's not every time that it gets competitive. So
Right. Yeah, or to minimize it. I think that too.
Minimize it. Yeah.
It's going to happen. It might be inevitable, but you don't have to do it as much maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thank you for sending that question in. If you have a question that you would like us to answer on a podcast, please send that in via social media or our email, which will be in the show notes for this episode.
Yes.
Let's move on to loving this week.
Yes. Angela, what are you loving this week?
Okay, I am loving a book. I have another book.
Great.
You know how I love memoir that are like about somebody's dysfunctional family?
Yes.
So a month or two ago, I gave you North of Normal, which was good.
Okay.
I also like The Glass Castle. This is kind of like those kind of books, like Sound of Gravel. So if you like those, you might like, it's called Rabbit, The Autobiography of Ms. Pat.
Ooh, okay.
By Patricia Williams.
Tell me about it.
This is about Rabbit was like her nickname.
Okay.
Growing up.
Okay.
She grew up in the 80s in the inner city of Atlanta. She's Black, and very poor, like really, really poor. And her mom had 5 kids, and so they did a lot of things to survive. And she got pregnant at I think 12 or 13. And then had another child by like 15. I know, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine, but yep. And so it's about her surviving and how she survived and what things she did to survive. And then now as an adult, how she's, gotten herself out of that cycle. Wow. So it's, and she's a comedian.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Like I think she's a comedian.
That just got me interested in it.
Yeah, so she's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, too.
Ooh.
And it's a really easy... Yeah, you're so interested now.
I am. That made me more interested in it, for sure.
It's quick. I mean, it was short. I don't know. It was on my Kindle, so, I mean, I whipped through it. Because it was easy, super interesting. It grabbed me right away, and it was funny. So
nice.
You might like that.
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Great.
So, Maren, what are you loving this week?
Okay, so remember our shoe conversation? Ongoing?
Yeah, so maybe just remind us a little bit.
So at the beginning of the summer, really, it was the end of spring, beginning of summer, I was kind of complaining about how I don't have the right shoe for summer yet. Mm-hmm. I have flip-flops, right? Mm-hmm. I have an old pair of Toms that are not looking great right now. Not looking great. And that's about it.
Yep.
Tennis shoes.
Right.
So I found some shoes.
Oh.
I think these might be it.
What is it?
So they are Steve Madden. They're by Steve Madden. They are slip-ons.
Okay.
And I'm looking it up right now. It says Steve Madden Odonna is the name of the type of shoe.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But they are very light. They are I feel like I'm walking on a cloud. I am not kidding you.
Wow, you sound like... Are they paying you?
I wish. I wish they were. I would take your money, Steve Bennett. No, I'm serious. I'm just gonna tell you the backstory. I did order the Converse slip-ons at first because that's what I thought was gonna be.
Oh.
That's what I thought it was gonna be for me this summer.
Yeah.
And they were so uncomfortable. I couldn't.
Did you return them?
Yeah, I returned them.
Okay.
And I got these, and I'm so glad I did. They're
Okay.
so comfortable. And Sean, when I wore them, he's like, "Wow!" I mean, because I usually just go for comfort. And so the clothes I wear are they're not like the most like super fashionable clothes. They're just super comfortable, right? So, but when he saw these, he's like, "Wow, those look really good. I am impressed."
Wow.
Yeah.
So are they
He's like,
like tennis shoes or like canvas or what's the material?
That's a good question. What are they?
Well, like, what does it seem like?
What does
Canvas?
it seem like? They just seem really they almost, I don't know how to explain it. Let me just see what it is. There's lots of holes on the top, They're very
Okay.
airy.
They're airy.
Yep.
Do they have a back where your heel is, or are they like?
They look
they
like
do.
boot. They look like boat shoes, like
Boat shoes?
like the yeah.
Yeah,
Do
you
you know what
taught me
I'm talking
about those last
Oh
time.
yeah, you did.
Okay, I think I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And they must be really like a thick sole if you feel like you're walking on a cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a
So
thicker
not
sole.
like Tom's.
No, they're thicker than that. It's like, a white
Thick
sole.
sole.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But oh my gosh, they're so comfortable. And I got them in
Do
light
you-
gray, but they also come in blush and red.
Okay. Do you wear your no-show socks with them?
I have not yet. So that was the thing. I know at the time I wanted a shoe that I could wear socks with, but now that it's hot, no, I don't want that anymore. I've
Maybe
moved on. Although I don't know if I could wear these with socks because they do have holes.
Because they're so airy.
Yeah, they have holes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want people to see my socks because they're not really no-show socks if you can see the socks through the holes.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you got like nude color socks.
I do not think I could do that.
Okay.
I'm not there. Although
Okay.
I'm just looking here. It is suggested I get those.
On
It's
Amazon?
suggesting that I get those with these shoes.
No-show socks.
Nude color no-show socks.
So I wasn't too off.
Yeah, you were right. I just don't think I can do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your update.
Yes.
I'm so glad you found something.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you want to find us on social media, we would love that. We are on Facebook and Instagram at Homeschool Unrefined. We have a website, homeschoolunrefined.com, where you can find show notes and links to everything we talked about. And we will be back next week with our nature series discussion.
Yes.
Chapters, I think 6 through 8 of How to Raise a Wild Child.
Yep, that's right.
All right. So we will see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Homeschool Unrefined was created by Maren Gorse and Angela Sizer. Thanks to Gambler's Daughter for providing the music for our show. You can find Gambler's Daughter at facebook.com/gamblersdaughtermusic.